Okay, now we're answering the question, what do we do if we have one upper extremity out of commission for surgery or an injury, but the rest of you still wants to exercise? What are your options? So let's assume maybe it could be anything that happened where you're not gripping or holding a weight. It could be wrist, elbow, or shoulder issue. So we're going to take one arm out of the equation. What can you still do for your strong bones exercise? So much. So I want you to know it's absolutely okay to have one weight in one arm. So all of your upper extremity stuff can still work, okay? And it's even beneficial if you're working that arm, it is helpful for the other arm, even though the other arm isn't doing anything. So we're going to assume my left arm is not participating. You can still do bicep curls. You can still do shoulder presses. You can still do tricep kickbacks. You could do a lateral raise. You could do a bent over row. With a weight in your hand, you may do loaded squats. As long as you're not leaning over and you still have good alignment, you can still do your squats without having a weight in the other arm. Okay? It changes the dynamic a little bit. You can still do lunges. Yes, one side is going to be working a little harder than the other. You can still do step-ups. You're still challenging your body, you're still challenging your system. You can add a curl with your step-ups. Those are all okay. Your left arm, your other arm doesn't have to be participating in it. That's all fine. You can still use your bands, but we're just going to use the one arm. So as I have my band set up, I'm going to stagger my stance. Left foot forward, right foot back, right hand on the bands, and pull. Still able to do that. You could turn it around, left foot forward, right foot back, push. Maintaining some strength in pushing and pulling motions. We know that this is important for us, especially if you've done Journey to Fracture Proof. You can use a countertop for balance if you need to and do marching. If you can do it without holding on, you can still do marching. You can do marching while holding on to a weight. We can work on one-legged balance. You work one-legged balance with head turns. One-legged balance with kicking the foot out. One-legged balance with swinging the other arm, but you don't have to move both arms. We could be standing up at the counter doing hip abduction, even with no weight. We're still getting some work in. Hip extension, straight back. Notice that doesn't go too far because I'm not arching my back too much. Both sides, hip abduction, hip extension, toe raises, single leg or double leg, single leg if you have that kind of strength, hamstring curls, and all the squats that you desire, all the deadlift hinges that you desire, you can still do these without holding on to a weight on the other side. You can even still do these as a kickstand deadlift with the weight only in the right hand. Just because it's not perfect or ideal doesn't mean it isn't helpful or beneficial, and it keeps you in the game. Remember, always be sure your doctor is aware of any exercises you're doing. If you're recovering from any surgery or injury, check with them first.